So today is the big fucking day, baby. Today I'm gonna talk about the previous day high and the previous day low deviation setup. This is a fucking insane setup that has high RR potential and super high win rate if you know how to use it, of course. Now I'm gonna go through this very briefly and very shortly because it's a very simple strategy that works basically with like 2 confluences. That's all you need. Alright, now if you haven't watched the Daily Open video, I highly recommend watching it because there I explain what deviation is and why it works. I'm gonna go through it very briefly here. So deviation happens essentially when price just breaks through a key level, deviates above it, and break through it again. Why does this work? Because up here, breakout traders will start longing because we have now broke through a key level. So what do they look for? They look for a breakthrough and a retest, and then they target to the upside. So when all these retail traders start longing above the previous day high, the market makers are starting to fill their short orders. But we can't really confirm this before we have lost the previous day high again. So what do? We wait for this deviation to happen. As long as price doesn't go like this, we know that there is a possibility for a deviation to happen. I don't really like to predict it, but you can try. So what do? We wait for this break again. We have this deviation, and then I personally like to market enter when we break this with some volume. You can also wait for a break and then some low time frame market structure. That's also a possibility, or you can wait for a strong break and then a flip of it. Now this doesn't happen as often, but when it first does, it's a super high probability setup. Now what would your targets be for a setup like this? I personally like to target the lowest form of liquidity, or the highest form of liquidity, I mean. So that's why these setups are such high RR, is because you can target such big things. I'm going to show you guys some examples I have found and the examples I have used, because we did take a setup like this on Friday actually. Now it's the exact same thing for the previous day low deviation. It's just flipped around essentially. So let's get into the examples. Now this is the trade we took on Friday. As you see, super high RR setup. Now, if you don't believe that we have seen this hundreds of times and it works every fucking time, I literally just said to the Discord, now we have seen this play out hundreds of times. We know what's coming, and everyone knew what was coming, and it fucking nuked. It never even came back up. As you can see here, we had one slight retest of the range point control, but that's about it. Now here, my original target was the midpoint of this new day opening gap, but I got a little greedy and I just fully closed my position at the new week opening gap midpoint. Now this is just personal preference. You can take partials, here and here and here and here. Like, it just comes down to how you like to trade it. I recommend you backtest it and see how you like to trade it, but this is just how I like to trade it. Now, something you need to account for when trading stiff. Now, one thing you do have to account for when you're trading setups like this is bias. Bias is super important, and if you don't have your bias set right, you are going to get raped. It's that simple. Because sometimes price tend to do something like this, where we break above it, we just consolidate, we break a little below it, and then we just start flying. Here you will probably enter a short position and get fucking raped. And we don't want that. So it's important to have a clear view on what's going to happen during the market open. The reason I was so confident on this setup was because of how Asia opened, how London acted, and how the first hour of New York open was. We had a super strong open with no retest during Asia, consolidated all Asia, consolidated all London. New York opened, we just swept out everything that was to be swept. There was no real more targets for longs. So we took out the previous day high, we started consolidating. I knew what was coming. I said to the group too, I said, we have seen this play out hundreds of times, and bang. Lost the previous day high, and it nuked. Next example. This is more of a A+ setup than the other one. Why? Because we have very clear direction, and we have a very clear entry, which I will get into. Here we have been raging forever. We have this SMT with ES. The bias is bearish. We have simply just nuked too much with little to no retracement. So the only reason I was looking for longs here was because of this previous day low deviation. We deviated below and we got that sweep. I fucking love this sweep. Here we broke through it deviated, swept the original low that deviated, and broke right above it. So what did I do? I waited for this volume to kick in, and I probably market entered around like here or something, the moment we broke through it. And I was targeting the midpoint of this entire range. Why? Because that's basically all we need to fuel a down move again. It's that simple. Just target whatever you want. To be honest, you could target like this, like right here, this liquidity would still give like a 3.7 RR setup. Here you can see also a very good setup. Broke below the previous day low, swept the low that started the deviation, and then we broke right through. Now, I did not market enter when we broke through. Why? If you have watched the daily open video, you will know why I didn't market enter here. I did not market enter because we don't like this. We don't like consolidation on our key levels. When we have consolidation like this, we wait for a clear break of structure and a retest. So that's what I did. Here, broke through that structure, bang, went for the retest, and absolutely fucking bottom ticked it. What did I target? I targeted this yearly open as it was simply the closest but furthest like confluence to target from me. This gave 5.5 RR. Now all these trades I have taken, and I've taken most of them fucking live. I also took a previous day high setup on stream not so long ago, which absolutely tanked. I'm going to pull up the clip and I'm going to put it in here. I might or might have not taken it. If you guys have any more questions on how to use this strategy, please let me know in the comments. I'm going to try to answer as many as possible. And yeah, it's really that simple. You don't need to overcomplicate it. Trading can be very simple. Now, if there's any other strategies you guys would like me to make some videos on, please let me know. I'm going to try my best to make them. And if there's anything unclear, please also let me know, and I'll try to make it better in the next video. Peace out, fellas.